Hello, today I'm joined by Georgina Brittain from the J.P.Morgan UK Smaller Companies Investment Trust. Hi there, Georgina.
Nice to be here.
So we should start off by asking why UK smaller companies have been so out of favour for the last couple of years.
Well, it's the question du jour, isn't it? I think there are two key reasons. Both UK mid and small caps are seen as basically a barometer of the UK economy. And as we know, the UK economy has not been looking the brightest for the last couple of years. So just because of that fact, stocks come out of favour. And then we've definitely, until very recently, seen a large amount of selling. So outflows has further driven the decline.
What do you think it would take for small caps to bounce back?
This is the multi-billion-dollar question. And I think really, exactly as I said, so the UK economy has been in the doldrums and people have been very pessimistic about the outlook. In particular, the focus has been, as we all know, on inflation and on interest rates. So absolutely key is when we believe interest rates have peaked, which we are hoping is going to be very, very soon. We think that's going to be a big signal for money to come back into the UK and in particular mids and smalls.
Now the pool of UK small caps continues to shrink thanks to things like takeovers and delistings. But the number of stock market flotations is not really enough to fully replenish the pot. Are you worried about this situation?
It's a question that I've been asked a lot over the last couple of years. But if you cast your mind back to 2021, we had an abundance of IPOs. So it's not like the market is dead forever. The market has to be receptive for IPOs to come back. So that's my first point. And we do, of course, talk to corporate bankers, and we know there are companies that are being lined up to float when conditions are better and valuations are better. Also, however, I mean, our investment trust is benchmarked against the Numis Smaller Companies Plus AIM Index, which has over 1,000 names in it. So we've got a big, big pool to fish in.
What excites you about the UK small cap space at the moment?
It's always exciting. I mean, it is exciting. There were just, as I said, 1,000 names, 1,000 different companies in hundreds of small niche markets. So I say the opportunity set is and remains very exciting. But first and foremost, as I sit here today, it's valuations. Valuations feel so out of kilter with, I mean, I've been running this investment trust for 25 years. So I know what good looks like, I know what cheap looks like, and this is cheap. And obviously, the excitement there is the potential upside.
Where are you finding the best opportunities?
Kind of all over. As I said, if you start and end with valuations, very, very many companies are extremely undervalued. There are whole sectors which we think are undervalued. For example, retail, which is again massively out of favour because everyone's worried about the consumer not spending. But for the right companies who are making their own destiny and taking market share from those who are losing, we see huge upside. Another area we're very keen on is financials. Massively out of favour, astonishing valuations, and again we see significant upside.
Financials is not really a sector I would associate with small caps, typically for large companies. What's sort of available to you as an investor in this space?
Absolutely. So, I mean, a company, it may surprise you to know that in our index, so listed on the UK stock market, there are 2 Georgian banks. That is the country, Georgia. And basically they are a duopoly. Both of those, as I say, are listed and within our index, and we own both of those, for example, and they are on almost double-digit yields. So that's a straightforward dividend, and on sub 5 times PE. That's what I mean by cheap, like astonishingly cheap.
A low valuation. The market must be worried about something.
The market has concerns. It has political concerns, which we think are massively overplayed, and it has concerns over risks, which we have spent many, many years sort of delving into and spending time with the company and deciphering.
Well, Georgina Brittain from J.P.Morgan UK Smaller Companies Investment Trust, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for watching.